Hare Krishna. Question: why do our prayers to God not work? Why does God not answer our prayers? Answer: the prayers always work. God always answers our prayers. But we don't understand His answers, because His answers don't always come on the terms that we expect. If we truly understand God, then we should understand both His omnipotence and His omniscience. He's supremely strong and He's supremely knowledgeable. He's supremely wise. So, when we go to God, we often go thinking that, God, I have this problem, I can't solve it. You are much stronger than me. You use your strength to solve my problem. That is the mood with which people go to God. Now, this is at one level of trust on God. We are trusting God, but we are only trusting half of God's capacity. That means we are trusting only His strength, but not His intelligence. We are trusting only His omnipotence, but not His omniscience. So, God knows what is best for us. And because He knows what is best for us, He will do what is best for us. So sometimes His answers may not be what are good for us. So therefore sometimes by facing the problem which we are going through, by facing that problem we will be able to grow. And if we are prematurely relieved of that problem, the opportunity of growth will be missed. And we see in all of nature, growth happens through struggle. There is the anecdote about how once a city dweller was going through a forest, and there he saw a bird's egg had fallen down, and inside the egg there was a birdlet, and the birdlet was struggling to come out, and the wings were coming out partially through the cracked shell. As they're pushing, enormous force, a tiny little birdlet was applying, but its body was so small and its force was actually so small, so it was not able to crack the shell, and it was croaking in distress. And this city dweller thought that, oh, let me have some compassion, and he cracked open the shell, and then the bird came out, and the birdlet started moving. Suddenly, right in front of him, a cat came over there and just charged towards that birdlet, and the birdlet tried to fly, but its wings were not developed, it couldn't fly up, and was caught and devoured by the cat. And then the city dweller realized that he had actually done a disservice to the birdlet. Why? Because nature had arranged the process in such a way that by struggling to push against the shell of the egg, the birdlet's strength grows. And when the birdlet's strength grows adequately enough to break the shell on its own, during that force of that exertion in pushing against the shell, the birdlet's wings also grow, and with those developed wings it has the strength to fly. So by prematurely breaking the shell, basically the birdlet was not helped, the birdlet ended up being harmed, even killed. So we should not think that God's purpose is only to solve our problems. God's purpose is primarily to help our growth. And so the problems are sometimes like shells that are covering us. And when those shells are covering us, God allows us to grow through those problems. And that's why sometimes our problems may not be answered. Our prayers may seem to not be answered on our terms. But if we pray to God, not with a demanding mood, solve this, do get this for me. Rather we pray to God, God, you know what is best for me. Please guide me to do that which is the best. Please give me the strength to do that which is the best. If we approach God with that attitude, we will find ourselves internally strengthened by the contact with God. By the prayer to God, we will get the strength to face the problem. So rather than don't tell God how big your problem is, tell your problem how big God is. So when we have this attitude, when we go to God, not so much for solution to the problem, but for guidance and strength. We trust God not only in His intelligence, in His capacity to remove the problem, but also in His wisdom to do what is best for us, and to get from Him both intelligence and strength. intelligence and wisdom, strength to face the problem and intelligence to find the right way to go through the problem. Then whatever problems we face, whether the problems go away immediately or go away gradually or stay for a long time, still we will be able to go through and grow through those problems by the grace of God. Thank you. Hare Krishna.